You might have heard of radical acceptance, but we're not doing that today. I fully believe that if you don't like something about yourself and it's within your power to change, you're fully capable of changing it, then you should. So this is specifically for our self-esteem, our self-image. Let's get straight into the different radical non-acceptance strategies. And by the way, these are all things that I have done, so I might be like exposing myself a little bit and they might be a little bit cringy, but honestly, it works. The first thing we're radically unaccepting is that we're unphotogenic. We are going to delete every single ugly picture of us, and we may or may not actually be ugly in it, but if we perceive ourselves when we look at it to, maybe it's not our best picture, we're going to remove it, delete it, untag ourselves from it. We don't want this proof every time we look at a picture of ourselves that we don't look good in, that it doesn't make us feel good about ourselves. We want to instead have all these pictures that are proof that we are beautiful, we do look good in. This is a really big kind of self-esteem mindset hack, at least for me, because I'll go through my phone and look through pictures and it's all just really good ones that I feel good about myself in, instead of, you'd hold on to some pictures for memories or whatever, but when you look at it, you're just like, oh, I don't like that. And then it just makes you feel bad about yourself. I don't know, why hold on to something that just reminds you of what you don't like when we can fill our photos with good ones? We're like hacking our minds. The next thing is we're not accepting thinking others are better than us. Unfollow anybody that you think is better than you in whatever capacity. We're trying to raise our self-esteem, not destroy it by comparing ourselves with others, online. This is specifically for online and pages that you follow or people that you follow. If they don't inspire you and they make you feel bad, we're not accepting them, making us feel less than them, so unfollow. Radical non-acceptance. I talked about this previously in a different video about unfollowing pages and things that don't lift you up and inspire you. And that one was just for mental health, level up your mentality, but it's also for your self-esteem. So I think it's worth mentioning again. The next thing we're just not accepting is feeling bad about ourselves. We all have negative self-image days. We all wake up and think, oh, I look so bad. I've actually learned a lot of this for me is tied to my cycle. If you're a woman, I think you should, and you didn't know about that, I think you should look into it because it's actually it's saved me mentally. But anyways, when we have these bad image days, we're not accepting it. We're going to go and do our face, do our hair, and get ready. And even if you're sitting at home, just sitting at home in a full beat and your hair done can raise your self-esteem a little bit. We don't have to sit and feel bad about ourselves just because we're not going anywhere, just because we're not going to see anybody. If we're going to still sit at home and feel bad about ourselves every time we pass by a mirror, what are you doing to your self-esteem? And no, you shouldn't rely on these things to feel beautiful or feel pretty, but on those days especially, it's why not? Why not do a little extra thing just so you feel good about yourself, to raise your self-esteem? We're not going to accept sitting there and feeling bad about ourselves. Okay, next thing, we're not accepting not improving ourselves. It's kind of a looks maxing thing for different body parts or whatever things that you want to change, and kind of a 30-day sprint for each. So for example, hair. If you're not happy with your hair, if you think you can't do certain styles because it's too frizzy, it's too straight, it's whatever, take these next 30 days and devote your time into improving your hair. Maybe get a haircut, maybe invest in some new products. We're not going to sit there and accept oh, my hair is this, so that's the way it is forever. No, this is something that you can change. It's something that you can try to improve upon. So every time you finish a category, go on to the next one. Includes your clothing. If the way you dress right now, you feel bad about it, or you're oh, I only have ugly clothes, or I look frumpy in it, take those 30 days to maybe revamp your wardrobe. If you can't go buy a whole new wardrobe, figure out new ways to style and repurpose. If we keep trying to continuously improve little by little and in very manageable ways, we're going to increase our self-esteem. Okay, this next one feels a little bit illegal, but we're not accepting shrinking away from being perceived. And the part I'm embarrassed about is how I went about it. You know how when you go out in public and you're shy or like anxious and you're like, everyone's looking at me, blah, blah, blah. We're doing the opposite. We're pretending people are looking at you, keeping you accountable for your posture, like putting yourself together. Second part of this is pretending they're watching you, but also admiring you. Because I do think a big thing is when you think people are perceiving you, you might think that they're judging you. This is like a total mindset thing, and it's kind of like crazy to think about. But as you walk through a space, instead of shying away and slouching, we're not accepting the feeling that we're not good enough to be in this space. We're going to stand up straight and pretend people are watching us, admiring us, because you are worthy of being in that space. Most people, if they are looking at you, they're not judging you. We have to get comfortable walking into different spaces and being comfortable with, taking up that space. Watch your self-esteem grow as you keep practicing this, and your confidence also growing. This next one is kind of along the same, as the previous one, but it's like a specific practice that I did, and we're not accepting walking through this world being unconfident, being unsure of ourselves. We're just not. And it's walking on a treadmill. This is so delusional too, by the way, and I don't know, it might be a little bit cringy, but walking on a treadmill, pretending like you're a model and strutting your stuff down the runway, aka the treadmill. Delusional AF, yes, but it's like a curated delusion. We're embodying kind of this confidence that we think, what would a model have, and like strutting our stuff and just feeling that confidence within us and like practicing feeling that. Hopefully, after a few rounds of this practice, you can take it out into the real world. It works, and I don't care how crazy I'm sounding right now, but just putting yourself in that headspace for like however long you want to walk on the treadmill, like an hour or so, it's hard to like shake it, especially when you do it repeatedly. It becomes like a part of your mindset. If you can't go on a treadmill, walk around your house, walk around the block, go to the park. Like pretty much, I just want it to feel so extreme, the opposite of what you normally feel walking around. That's what it is, like absurdly confident. I feel like sometimes when your self-esteem is so low, in order to get to that next step, it can't just be like baby steps. I feel like a locked door. If we're trying to get through to it on the other side, which is our increased self-esteem, we can't get through it by knocking on it or in like soft approach. This is like knocking that door down. Like we're going 0 to 100. So get like as delusional as you can and as absurdly confident as you can walking around practicing this. Next thing, we're not accepting that our abilities are less than others. This is going to sound incredibly cocky. And like I said before about going 0 to 100, we're going 0 to 100. If they can do it, I can do it better. Don't say it out loud, okay? Just think it in your head. Like get used to putting yourself up on a pedestal, kind of. Get used to acknowledging your own abilities and realizing that they're just as good. And I know we're saying I can do it better type thing, but if you're so used to thinking that somebody else's abilities are better than you, if they're just like, I don't know, they're funnier than you, their hair is better than yours, then sometimes we have to make those, shifts, like breaking through that wall. I can do it better. And once we reach that level where we believe it, we can work on humbling ourselves. But first we need to get there and create that solid foundation of I am confident in my abilities and I'm confident in myself. Recognize what you can do. You can do so much more than you think. You're so much stronger than you think, and you're so much more beautiful than you think. So put that up in your noggin. The last thing, we're not accepting our insecurities as facts. We need to work on breaking them down. Figure out why we're insecure about these things. Where did that come from? Considering the source of our insecurities, like if you think that you're ugly and it's because some kid told you one day that you're ugly, consider the source. Are they the most beautiful thing on the planet? If not, why would you listen to them? Words hurt, words stick with you, but let's really just try to break these insecurities down. But anyways, these were the radical non-acceptance strategies that I've used and that work for sure. And we're just kind of flipping the script. Instead of using self-compassion as our primary, which would be like the radical acceptance, we're using agency and structured change in order to improve ourselves, improve our self-esteem. My journal prompt for you today is, what are you most insecure about and how do you have the power to change it? But thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe for more mental health and overall wellness, well-being content, and I'll see you next time.